Yad Vashem Chairman Danny Dayan, Shalom.
Shalom, Yoni.
So we've talked a lot in this studio and outside of the studio about the comparison between October 7th and the Holocaust, and there's many opinions to both ways, but you can't fight it. At this point, Holocaust Day is here, Holocaust Remembrance Day, and the feeling, this unique feeling this year in wake of the massacre of October 7th, it's felt by everyone.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know, Yoni, one of the first lessons I was taught by the historians in Yad Vashem is that you can compare each pair of events with one condition, that you define what are the similarities, but also you state what are the differences. Mm-hmm. And yes, there are similarities. The cruelty, the sadism, the intention to kill us all. But there are also a lot of differences that I think are much more powerful. Look, the members of the Kitot Konenut, the volunteers, the first responders, the soldiers, the policemen that fought in Be'eri and Nir Oz and Sderot, had the same heroism like Mordechai Anilevich and Pavel Frenkel in the Warsaw Ghetto.
Partisans.
But there was a completely different purpose. Anilevich and Frenkel fought in order to die with dignity. They fought here in the southern Israel. They fought in order to save lives, to expel the enemy, and indeed they did, and to exert a toll from the perpetrators. So we are talking about we have an independent state today. The IDF eventually arrived, and so the differences are much more powerful than the similarities.
For Holocaust survivors, does it sometimes just feel, emotionally speaking, not exactly about the comparison, did these pictures from the South cause any trigger for them personally?
To many they did, and to others not. You know, each Holocaust survivor is an individual. I am asked what will be the impact of October 7th on the remembrance, this Yom HaShoah. And of course there will be, as you already said, and I'm sure that President Herzog and Prime Minister Netanyahu will make references to that in their speeches in Yad Vashem. But I think that the most powerful effect will be Monday 10 a.m. when the sirens will sound all across Israel, and each Israeli will stand still in silence with himself or herself and his or her thoughts. And I'm sure that, we have a diverse society. I am sure that will be different thoughts and different personal responses to each one of us on what is the linkage and the effect of October 7th on the Shoah remembrance.
Every year as we enter the Holocaust Remembrance Day, we talk about the situation of anti-Semitism around the world, and it feels that this year it's not just the stats and the story here, story there, it's right in front of our eyes.
No doubt. The resurgence of anti-Semitism is horrendous. We see it especially in the US campuses, in the Ivy League universities, which I know intimately. And I told the presidents of the universities that I met recently, and in letters I wrote to them, that this is a cancerous process. And I'm not saying it easily. If this process, they let it reach the final stage, the terminal stage of cancer, it will be destructive mainly for the universities. There is this romantic idea that causes advanced by students and faculty, academics are always good causes, sometimes ahead of their time, but good causes. Nothing is further from the truth. The thugs that burned Jewish books in Universitätsplatz in Heidelberg, in front of the University of Heidelberg, were the students and the professors of that university. So I think that the leadership of those universities has to make a moral decision, not an administrative decision, police, not police, online study classes, not online classes. A moral decision that calls for the elimination, the idea of eliminating the existence of the State of Israel is illegitimate in the discourse, like racism and homophobia and the misogyny that are, everyone agrees that are outside the legitimate discourse. Also, the elimination of the Jewish state should be in that category. The moment, if and when they make that decision, then we will start the process of really healing those institutions.
Do you believe that it's possible, or is it too late already?
We have to hope, and we have not only to hope, but to work hard in order to make it happen, to exert pressure and influence in order to make that happen.
Okay, Yad Vashem Chairman Dani Dayan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Yoni.